Sup, motherfuckers? Hey, let's get into this. This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled. Hey, get that free fucking 30-day trial and a free audiobook. They have over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or if you're still using a MP3 player, hey, they got you covered. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumbled, your favorite podcast about nothing. I'm Zach. Hey, this week has been especially crazy, and we usually record on Tuesday nights. On Tuesday, I went and picked up a new puppy for my family. So I was a little tired yesterday when me and Johnny were supposed to do the recording, and I flaked out on him, and that's on me. But sometimes that happens. But I figured this week would be a good week to air a former episode, another Jumbled rewind. Next week, something to look forward to. We're gonna get Joe back on the podcast. It's been a long while coming, but he's really excited to be on. We're really excited to have him, and I hope you guys are excited as well. In preparation for that, I thought we would air the first Cleancast, Return of the Joe. This was episode 50. Cleancast number 1. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I've got some additional cleaning and stuff I need to do. I've got family coming into town this week. I hope you guys have a great week. We will see you guys next week on Wednesday. Promise it'll be Wednesday this coming week. We already got it scheduled out for next Tuesday for recording, and then I will piece it all together Tuesday night, and it will be ready for you, piping hot, next Wednesday. But hope you guys enjoy this special Jumbled Rewind, episode 50, Return of the Joe. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumbled, your favorite podcast about nothing. I'm Zach.
I'm Johnny.
And we this is a very special episode. I would like to, be the first to welcome back, at least for one episode, our esteemed colleague, we'll say, and my cousin, Joe. Joe, how you doing, bud?
And I'm Joe.
We rehearsed really well. It's good.
I'm good. I'm great. I'm happy to be back. Episode 36. Here we go.
It's like it never happened, dude.
Time warp.
Yeah. Actually, this is episode, before we get into it, this is episode 50. This is a pretty big one.
Oh, this is episode 50. I was thinking, because
same age as Johnny.
We all know I never know. Pretty close. I never know which episode we actually are. And I was thinking to myself as we waited for 30 minutes for Joe to set up his microphone, that we should have done this for episode 50 because it's pretty cool. But we already are.
We already are, Johnny. Yeah.
No, I know how that goes. I'd always hitting the save button on my Mac. I'd be like, episode 17. No, Joe, this is 21. Thanks, Zach. Yeah.
Yeah. I always put a question mark on my titles for Zach.
Yeah, that's fine. It's no big deal. Joe, if you had to give us a grade on how we're doing so far, I mean, be nice, Don't be
nice.
Don't be rude. I know.
I'd give it 3 carrots and a smiley face.
Man, perfect, dude. That's really good.
Carrots.
Yeah, and that's out of pesos. That's the grading scale.
Sounds like we're nailing it. I like it.
I sent you a conversion chart about this earlier. So.
I'm sorry, I haven't looked. How did you send it? How did you send it?
I went to the post office, got a stamp, and put it on there this morning.
Oh.
You just live in Blue Springs, so it should have arrived.
Yeah, the carrier pigeon hasn't made its way to Canada yet, so...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you sent it via carriage.
I just covered yours in maple syrup. Isn't that...
He'll find.
I just got a bottle out and just squirted it all over.
Yeah.
Maple syrup always finds its way home. That's obvious. Everyone knows that.
A beaver,
boomerang.
a beaver stamp covered in maple syrup.
Good to go.
Yep. Perfect.
Well, actually, I came back. I heard you guys were making money, so I wanted to get in on it. You made like top 10 podcasts.
Yeah, it's
top 10 of the bottom 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
90th
right,
percentile.
It's okay. You know what, Joe? We are making money, sort of.
Yeah.
Not really, but we have the ability to do so.
I bet you $5 Patreon that you couldn't say my name.
And
I'm
sure we lost. Yeah,
every time.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually think having you on the show, it took us longer to mention your name than when we don't actually have you on the show. So I don't know what that means.
I was waiting last week when you were talking about our ping pong. I was like, what trash talk is he gonna say?
I did you right. I was honest.
You were cordial. I appreciate that.
Hey man, I do a lot of things, but lying is not one of them.
Yeah.
If anything, I took a bunch of notes during those 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've reinforced my knowledge on all your weaknesses, so next time I'm out there, it'll be a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I think you did analyze our gameplay pretty well. I thought you were pretty respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
He's got a series of charts.
He's got the joke is that when I got to Joe's house, I said that I was going to pack my own paddle just in case, and I didn't actually think we were going to get a chance to play ping pong, and we did, and I really regretted not bringing my paddle.
That would have been awesome.
Had you had your paddle, you would have just destroyed me.
Well, it would have been an unfair spin advantage.
Yeah,
right?
because those plastic paddles are just.
Are they plastic?
Yeah, it's the same old hard plastic. No rubber, no grip.
It's like the kind you'd expect in the like the multi-function table, like air hockey, pool, table tennis kind of thing, where you just keep flipping the top over, and it's something. Oh, Zach, are we boring you?
Fell asleep.
Oh, okay. You're fighting off a yawn there. It looked like
he struggles.
Maybe you ate something sour.
Hey man, if you want to just call me out, then
if
let's
it's past 6 o'clock, you're yawning.
Yeah, dude, I should have been asleep 3 hours ago, man.
Yeah,
that's the life of a dad, you know.
Yeah, very true.
Hey, I've had a burning question for you guys.
Oh,
okay.
Boy, yeah.
Toilet paper. Do you wad or do you fold?
Fold. What do you use? Like a caveman?
I do like a combination of the two. So like I sort of fold it and then I wad it at the end and then use it.
What? I don't understand. You fold it nicely and then you make like a
no. It's not even. It's not even nicely. It's not really even nicely. It's just sort of like overlapping itself and then
I have a
crumpled up at the
folding
end.
system.
Okay, so Johnny's
meticulous with my butt cleanliness.
All I'm thinking is like I would rather wipe with like a series of different ridges and surfaces that can catch it. Like scoop
your hand gestures. Yeah, you got like a clamshell kind of thing going on.
Yeah, because that's what I
Zach
use.
Goes right in, just
well, you guys don't use clamshells?
Grabs the poop, pulls it out.
I think we talked about this before. I just wanted to know. I'm a water.
Mm-hmm.
I grab maybe between 4 and 12
rolls?
Squares.
4 seems like very little. It like seems like it's not enough.
Hey, when money's tight,
wadding
you grab
up
less squares.
4 squares.
Single
ply.
So do you just take it and then the roll and just wing your hand around really quickly until you
that's a form of fold.
That's
a form. That's a wrap. That's flat. It's sitting flat like a fold.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Well,
so, I'm a little bit obsessive.
I grab and I wad, and then I wipe.
I don't understand a wad.
Okay, next question.
Mine is like I pull out a bunch.
2 folds, 1 wad.
I pull out a bunch, and then I like do like sort of like a quasi fold. It's not like perfect or anything, but then at the end I just ball it up and use it.
Have you guys ever tried baby wipes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially when my little one.
I live by them. Yeah, okay, so I can respect it. I mean, you'd have to if you're wadding like a caveman and there's just fecal matter everywhere.
No,
I'm surprised you don't
no.
just go right into the shower.
When you wad, there are multiple surface areas rather than just one surface area.
That's what I was saying.
It's like when you go through a car wash. They don't just have one little thing going across across the front of your car.
Yeah, but you can
It's
fold
like-
multiple and then refold and then refold.
It's like trying to
You
wash.
can still do it.
It's trying to wash your car with a squeegee, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well,
It just doesn't work.
I guess.
Okay, follow-up question to this. Do you check the toilet paper to see if you're clean or not?
Yeah, how else do you know?
I don't know.
I typically look once, and then the second time I'm like, nah, it's good. After the second wipe, I'm good.
I have a guaranteed system that's, proven fail safe. You go until the paper or the toilet paper is red, and then you know you're clean.
Or you run out of toilet paper, whichever comes first.
Oh God.
And then you
John,
just use
and you-
towels or socks or
And like
whatever.
I can understand how that could happen, like how the toilet paper could be red after a certain amount of time when you wad like Joe and I, but when you wipe with a flat plane, it's got to take longer for that to happen, right? You wipe like 4 or 5,
Well,
6 dozen times.
What grit of sandpaper do you guys use?
105.
Yeah, 2000. It's like
Oh,
I'm a 40 grit. I want it to be rough.
yeah, no, I'm like a 2000. I want it to be pretty much like a sheet of notebook paper.
Satin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like exfoliating aggressively.
That's perfect. Okay, follow-up question.
Joe's this entire podcast is just going to be follow-up questions.
This actually could have been an in-betweener. Do you peek in the toilet and see what you've produced?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you take a picture, you add it to your journal, and you send it to all your friends.
The worst part about public restrooms is most of them have the sensor toilets now, so you can't even marvel at it anymore. It's like you turn around and it's like if Pablo Picasso's artwork was in a house fire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gone.
Have you guys ever walked into a public stall and looked in, and there's just this incredibly massive log?
Yeah, and you're like, nope.
And you know that person saw that and was so proud, didn't want to flush it, and wanted to share that with the world, so just left
I've
it.
never thought of it that way.
But
I want the world to marvel at this.
The real mystery is because you don't want to cover it with toilet paper, right? Because it takes away from
Sure.
the marvelousness. So what do they do?
I don't know.
Do they wipe and then put it in their pocket and throw it in the trash can? Do they not wipe? Do they
Toss it over the
lob
top.
it over the stall?
Yeah.
Guys, I just had a great idea. We're all going to go into business together, okay?
Okay.
We're going to start just like a restaurant or a bar or something like that. And
I don't like the origins of this. If we're talking about poop and you're like, okay, we're going to start a bar or a restaurant.
Listen. I think I said listen about 10 times
Nope,
there.
I'm not.
And Joe's done.
That's
And that's episode 50. We made
don't get
about
something
11
to do.
minutes.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by and listening to. No, we go into business, okay, and then we put in our restrooms. We put a Polaroid, like a Polaroid camera. All right, and then you snap a photo of what you've created, what you've put in the toilet, and then you paste it up
Share it to the wall.
on the wall of the bathroom.
I personally think that's creative. I don't know if that will catch on to the greater public.
No, it's super unsanitary too. Everyone's just handling this Polaroid camera.
Yeah, because the inside of any stall is sanitary.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of the process of cleaning the bathroom. You know, they're supposed to do that regularly.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe, and I don't like touching anything inside the stall. That's why I use my mouth to open all the doors.
Gross.
Johnny, actually, I've witnessed this firsthand. He just hovers. He doesn't even really fully sit down on the toilet. He just hovers.
I actually stand on the bowl and do some weird narrow squat.
Some squats.
You know, they say that's natural. You're supposed to like be squatting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why people do upper deckers all the time.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what an upper decker is?
Is that when you're standing on it?
No,
No,
dude. You
it's
don't know
when
what an upper decker is. Oh, wow.
Well, you clearly haven't used your spare bathroom in a while because I definitely left you an upper decker.
You stand on the back of the toilet?
You poop not in the bowl,
In the tank.
but in the tank.
Oh,
So, right.
that's what that smell is.
Cleancast? Is this
Excuse
okay?
me. I need to go. I need to go check my toilet.
I think the topic of poop is still safe. For this podcast. So we
definitely.
We should be fine.
You know, and I broached the topic, so I feel
That's true.
Yeah.
You open that door, you know.
Okay, so a follow-up question: if you, I don't actually. I don't have anything. You were talking about putting Polaroids up? Have you ever actually written on a stall wall?
I
Like signed it or put like for a good time call 555-555-555.
I have called one of
I put
those
your phone
numbers
number
before.
on every one.
I have called one of those numbers before, but nobody picked up. The one time I did it, it was just like a no pickup sort of
I've
situation.
never called one of those numbers, but I feel like I'm going to start doing that now. If I see one, in the name of science, I'm going to call, and who knows what kind of crazy connection you'll make.
Yeah, it
true.
could be like a publisher's clearinghouse. You call it and you win $1 million. Everyone's just been waiting
Right?
on that. No one called you like, I'm not calling that number.
When I win the lottery, I'm going to get the bathroom stall cell phone, like a personal number just for that, and I'm going to put that number all over stalls. And if someone calls me, I'm going to give them, like $5,000 or something.
Oh, dude,
Nice.
we should get a podcast cell phone number and then just start scrawling our podcast cell phone number in the stalls, so that when we record, hopefully we strike gold and somebody calls during that time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
And we could just have, you could just set up a voicemail and says, "Hi, you've reached Jumbled Podcast. Please leave us a message for us to air on our podcast." And you can share those now. Like you can say it to yourself. And
Can we just start with Zach's phone number?
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't
back for the 100th
wondering,
episode.
that number is...
I don't answer my phone for numbers I don't recognize anyway, or
Really?
half the time
I don't
for any other
understand
numbers.
that. To me, if someone's calling, it's got to be important on some level. And, whatever.
No.
So yesterday morning at 8:30 in the morning, someone with an 812 area code, which is Indiana, called and was like, "Hi, Joseph." And I never be like, "Yes, this is Joseph." I'm like, "Who's calling?" For one, it's 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. He said, "Yeah, I'm with the Fraternal Order of Police of Indiana. Would you like to donate?" I'm like, "No, take me off your list. It's Saturday morning." Not that I don't like
you know
the
what
police,
I like to do?
but
I like to talk to
call me.
those people and then never do what they want. Like, "Oh, do you want to take this short survey?" And then I ask them a bunch of questions just to keep
what
them
kind
on
of
the phone
survey
for
is
as
it?
long as possible.
One
How many
time.
questions?
One time I held a I don't even know. I held one of those people on the phone for, God, it must have been 20 minutes. Just like, because, they have their whole spiel, and I would just ask sort of follow-up leading questions like, "Oh, what does this mean?" or "What does that mean?" And they would go in like real extreme detail, and they were so sure they had somebody on the hook, and then like, they're like, "All right, I think at this point we're just ready to move forward," and I was like, boop, just hung up on them. This is like, just waste
Got
your
'em
time.
good.
Just waste your time. I'm okay to just set it on speakerphone and come back every now and then to say
You should
something.
just give the phone to one of your daughters. Like, "Oh, I got to get this real quick. Can you hold on?" And then just pass the phone off and just let them yammer on and then just hang up.
Tell the youngest one to sing a Moana song.
Oh, man, she loves those Moana songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might be my new jam. I might say, "Hey, I just got to put you on hold for a quick second," and then I'm going to put him on. I'm just going to put the phone down, put it on speaker, record, and see how long they last.
All right.
That's a good idea.
I like that. I like that. And another thing you could do, Johnny, sort of talking about toilet humor. There was a time shortly after I had graduated, I think, from Graceland, where I forget what the name of the app was. It was like you could do like audio messages. What was that app called? But it was like me, you, and Nate Darty.
Sky, or
I remember that. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what it was, but
I used to have it on my favorites list. Hold on, no, it's not there anymore.
I just remembered about that app. That was a fun app.
Yeah, but Johnny,
where you could go,
I would
like,
always
directly to voice, like you sent it directly to voicemail, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. This was like an app that was specifically for like just sending audio messages.
Ah, yes, that's like 3G phone.
Yeah,
taking it back.
Yeah, we had a group message of that, didn't we?
Yeah, but all that the only messages I got from Johnny, it wasn't like any voice messages at all. It was just the sound of him. Sorry, beep. The sound of Johnny. The sound of Johnny using the restroom.
Defecating.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, and then I played part in the game sometimes, but
you would mention the game.
Ah, man, you
Back
lost.
in the day.
You lost. Any of our listeners that also play the game lost.
Oh yeah, you all froze up there for a second, so I didn't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
I miss that app. We should bring that back.
Yeah,
I guess you don't really need to now because Apple does it.
Yeah.
Already.
They integrate all the good stuff.
That's true.
Bastards.
Man.
Like I remember Zach when you had Siri before Siri was.
What? It's true. The Siri was an app that you could download.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Apple, we got to do a quick little review on iPhone 10.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The continued series. So my iPhone broke last week.
Oh god.
So just a heads up for people who get the iPhone 10. There's a current problem that is a hardware problem, not a network
software
problem or a software problem or now it's on the tip of my tongue. What's the little card that goes in? SIM card problem.
SD.
But SD, no, not SD card. That's storage. The SIM card. Anyways,
like the things with the little like diamonds above their head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
green little diamonds.
Yeah.
I can tell you're really interested in this piece. Anyways, the iPhone 10 will at random just not connect to the network, no matter what you do. So that's a serious issue because I was in the Apple Store waiting in line to talk to one of the geniuses, which I think is such a silly name. And the lady in front of me was having this exact same issue. So
no,
just beware.
They all have to
They
take
know about it.
They all have to take an IQ test before they start there. So
yeah.
it's not a misnomer. They're actually geniuses.
They're actually all geniuses.
They're actually all geniuses.
Makes sense. I always wanted to work at Apple, but I had a friend who worked at Apple, and they were saying that classic Joe.
I can't even. That's the bad thing. I can't even say what just happened.
Yeah, it's okay. Little
Got
does
you
you
guys
know, I'm
good.
recording my screen for this, and this will be up on our YouTube channel.
Oh no.
Busted. Anyways, that they would do like group interviews, and it was this weird drink the Kool-Aid, let's do this group thing, and I just thought that was really real weird.
Well, number one, let me say I love Kool-Aid. So any time I have an option to drink the Kool-Aid,
well,
sign me
I've
up,
heard this rumor that Zach will literally put anything in his mouth if you sprinkle sugar on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. No,
you were part of Heaven's Gate, weren't you, Zach?
I don't know what that is, but
you were sick that day. That's where Drink the Kool-Aid comes from.
Speaking about putting things in your mouth, let me tell you about this story.
No stories, Johnny.
Another time. Anyway, so that's the iPhone update. Still like the phone. Got it for free. They knew it's a problem. They did. So apparently if you do enough
complaining,
like full system resets, it will fix itself. I did it 3 times in my house and it didn't work, and I went to Apple Store, and of course the first time they do a full reset it works. And the guy asked me if I wanted to keep that phone. I was like, no. If it has an issue and it broke, I don't want to come back in 1 to 10 weeks when that problem happens again. So I made him give me a new one.
Is it not gonna happen with the new one too?
Well, I don't know. He didn't really specify, but I figured the chances of it happening again with a phone that already has that issue is probably higher than, rolling the dice on a new phone.
Yeah. Sorry, the yawns. The yawncast. Joe's shaking
really,
his
it's
head
Joe's fault. We were supposed to have started like an hour ago.
It's true. It's true. It's all
Nah,
good.
dude.
Joe was doing some heavy-duty construction.
Yeah.
Joe was just making so much noise before we even started. You had no idea, but you were just like, I thought you were just throwing things around on purpose. It's so loud.
Well, my mic stand is literally like a microphone that weighs maybe. It was supposed to hold a microphone that weighs like half a pound, and these are what, like 2.5 or 5, maybe.
Like
I don't know.
three and change, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
and
kind
then
of
I've
jealous
got
of your guys' mic stands. I need to get one of them.
I'll sell you this one, and then I've got the what do you call that thing that keeps the shocks? The absorber.
Yeah.
Thingamabob.
You're so good, Joe.
Is yours even on your arm? Your boom arm? Oh, it is.
Zach's
okay,
got
you've
a
got it.
killer boom
Oh,
arm.
you've
Look at
got
that
it.
thing.
You've
He's
got
it turned,
flipped over. You got it turned. Yeah. But mine's unstable. So I did like a diving catch for it because it was leaning over. I wasn't paying attention. All of a sudden, I looked. My peripherals picked up a falling microphone. So
Quick
I
like
saved
a
the day.
cat.
Yeah.
The old pant splitters.
Yeah.
Joe's really good at the pant splitters.
Oh, I am. Hey, have you guys been watching the Olympics?
No.
I don't have cable anymore.
Oh my gosh.
By anymore, I mean I guess for the past 6 months, just because Al and I don't really watch a lot of TV, and when we do, it's usually we want to watch a specific show. So we have a couple streaming, providers. But definitely during the Olympics, I miss having cable. This might come to a shock to you guys, but I actually prefer summer games over winter games.
Whoa!
What?
Careful who you say that to.
Even more so now with all of the issues with hockey.
Here we go.
Hey man, it's a big issue. As much as I don't agree with it, I also agree with it. I think it's probably a smarter thing to do for, whatever.
For all our listeners who don't
think people wanna
know,
get
go
into
ahead and expound on what you're talking about, Johnny.
Basically, the NHL got into a kerfuffle with the IOC and didn't want to pay for the insurance to send NHL players over to play the game in case they get hurt, and then it affects the NHL's revenue in the teams. So now NHL players can't play in the Olympics, which really has a significant effect for both Team Canada, who's obviously the best international team,
sure,
and America, who's obviously maybe second or third best international team.
Behind Russia, probably.
Well, it's kind of Canada, Russia, USA, interchange.
Yeah.
I would, typically Canadians win or medal, but USA is always a challenge and Russia is always a challenge. And because Russian players are so diehard pro Russia and that importance of representing their country, even though this year they can't for other reasons, there are a lot of players who left the NHL to play in the KHL so that they could play in the Olympics. And I also feel kind of bad for those up and coming young stars in the NHL who, their whole life has been put around playing hockey, and they want to play in the NHL and they want to play for Team Canada in the Olympics. There's such a rich history there. Yeah. And, now they can't. And they might not be able to again in another 4 years. So it's a huge lost opportunity for the sport. I think the Olympics help the NHL in general. Yeah, okay. I think it's great for player development to get that international feeling. Obviously, country pride. I honestly, I don't think Team Canada or Team USA is going to be able to compete like they used to be.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole point is the whole point with the Olympics is you're wanting to send your best, right? You're wanting to send your best from your country to represent your country in a in a sporting event that is between all countries. So, like, why? I don't know. Like, you would think they would want to come to some sort of some sort of a meeting point to be able to make this work. But
yeah, I mean, the commissioner of the NHL is kind of a jerk face. Yeah. And was pretty adamant about not making anything work. And I think there will be some long-term downside to that. So I don't know. I also feel, though, on the flip side, the IOC makes so much money during the Olympics, and 99% of the players are not making, or athletes, I should say, not players, don't make that much money in their sports. Like, they are truly amateur athletes. So those people running a bobsled aren't making millions of dollars a year in their sport, but the IOC is making an incredible amount of money off of them. So that part kind of bugs me too, that you have people who are living around the poverty line, who are basically professional athletes, the best in the world, but their sport won't sustain them. So I don't know. It's kind of funky. But I have not been watching Olympics. I will be watching the medal count. Definitely will pay attention more as hockey develops. Our
Canada doesn't have as many medals as us, just so you know.
Well, Canada also doesn't spend the billions of dollars into their programs. You don't have
any golds yet. I just want to let you know.
Oh, that's good. You know where we spend our money?
I don't know.
Healthcare, education, infrastructure. Those secondary things. We really focus on those secondary things.
You know what we spend our money on?
Looking good to the world.
War.
Yeah, that's important.
We spend trillions on our military. By the way, follow up question. What is that good for?
So I think America spends more. There's a bigger piece of their budget for national defense than all of Canada's budget combined.
Yeah, likely.
Which is pretty sad. But I will say, and then we can move on because I know you all don't care that much about hockey. The women are going for their 5th straight gold medal. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. We haven't won in 20 years.
So we're almost guaranteed to get 1 gold medal.
Yeah. At least.
Hey, real quick, what is the most useless winter Olympic sport?
You can't say hey real quick, because that's what you use for your ads. You just confuse the listenership.
Yeah, people automatically just fast forward 45 seconds.
Well, they know that my hey real quicks actually turn into about 5 minutes of ad read, which is unfortunate because I feel like everybody just tunes out or fast forwards until that's done, and as is evidenced by our just staggeringly awesome numbers.
Your advertisements are about as frustrating as your voicemail message.
Oh, that's pretty tough.
I mean,
you call Zach's voicemail and says, "Hey, help! I'm trapped in here," or something like that.
Inside my phone.
I'm trapped inside my phone. Yeah, that's a joke.
It's okay. All our listeners will get to hear it because Zach's number is.
Dude, you looking to get murked?
By
8?
Huh?
816.
All
right, guys. That's enough out of you. I mean, I'm sure people could look up area code numbers for Kansas City and figure that out pretty easily.
I don't have your number memorized.
I just guessed 816. Is 816 the actual area code?
Yeah.
It is.
Whoa, that's amazing. I was just literally throwing numbers out.
Hey, you knew that somehow in the back of your mind.
Wait, did you ask us a question just a while ago, Zach?
I did, and you just completely disregarded it, so we can just move on if you want.
No, so mine?
No, what is it?
Bobsled or luge or skeleton luge, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it takes a lot of skill. I just don't know how that's practical.
Yeah.
It's a strange competition, the bobsledding and luging. Speaking of that, I think it's Nigeria. Africa has their first bobsled team. It's Nigeria this year.
Awesome.
I was watching it yesterday. The single do you call it luge when it's just one dude on his back?
I think so.
Going like 75 miles an hour.
Is that skeleton?
Is that skeleton?
One of the two. Yeah, I don't know. It's terrifying.
I really like curling. I think that might be my favorite.
Love curling.
Yeah, I would love to play. I've never played.
Yeah,
so I don't know where I would.
Curling ice is not smooth.
It's not. They drop little balls on there. It's rough.
That's interesting.
Did you guys see the picture of? I don't know if this is fake, so I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't research it. I hope it's real, but it was a picture of North Korea's bobsled team, and they were basically riding a shelled-out rocket. It looked real janky. I hope it's real. I don't know if it's real.
It's probably
But
fake.
if it is, oh my god, that's
well, especially since Korea, for this Olympics, haven't they joined? There's not North and South Korea. It's just one unified Korea for the Olympics, right?
Big. Do you guys think that's a big step towards? Yeah, they did. It's a huge thing. So North Korean athletes got to go over, I think it was a few weeks ago, to start training, especially for, I think it was a big thing came up for women's hockey. And North Korea sent players over to join the South Korean team. So it was this huge moment of, letting people actually cross the border. It'd be interesting to see if those athletes make it home.
Yeah. Okay,
I think it's just KJ. I missed my flight.
I think it's just a short respite from the norm of what Kim Jong-un has been doing. I think it's just going to go back to normal like a month after the Olympics.
You think he's just sweet talking them up to try to make a good name for himself or something, and then
How much food do you think those athletes are going to eat?
More than they have in the last year.
Easily.
I want to know. I want to know if they're actually airing the Olympics in North Korea.
Probably.
Because
I don't know.
Because they don't have outside internet. They have just like intranet to North Korea.
It's true.
Could you imagine?
They probably have some sort of news source or something inside of North Korea that's relaying the information, but not live coverage, I wouldn't think.
I think it's like
Joe,
but it's ran by the government. What's up?
Canada has 1 gold medal. We just got it in team figure skating.
Oh, did that just happen like an hour ago?
Congratulations.
Potentially, yes.
Congratulations.
1 gold, 3 silver, 1 bronze.
That's one. That is one of the events that I was going to say is the least important in the Winter Games. So
I'm okay with.
I don't
you
watch
know where it drives me nuts? Figure skating versus ice dancing.
Okay, yeah, I guess there's a.
Come on.
Wait, those aren't 2 different competitions.
They are 2 different things.
I gotta go make a phone call.
Does ice dancing
guys?
incorporate like ribbons or streamers or something?
No, it's just more dance and less flips and spins and whatnot.
Yeah,
so,
little less tire iron to the leg.
Yeah, that is a real thing.
Are you okay? I put in ice and then the letter D in Google, and it came up ice dancing versus ice skating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ice dancing. I did not know that was a real thing. I feel like every time I'm just like watching it, like, oh, they're on the ice. They've got ice skates on.
Honestly,
it's ice skating.
I don't think the average person really knows the difference. And the only way I know, my grandfather really likes watching all sports actually, but he's gotten really into figure skating and ice dancing. And I was hanging out at his place and he was watching ice dancing, and I called it figure skating, and he corrected me real quick.
There are literally no jumps in ice dancing.
Yeah. They do some little things. I think we were watching like a freestyle competition, so they had a little bit more leeway to do some jumps. But yeah, ice dancing, no jumps. Figure skating, you do flips and shit.
It's against the rules.
I will say that the spins and whatnot in figure skating is actually pretty cool, but it's
impressive.
It is impressive, but that's probably about as far as I go.
It's tumbling on ice.
I was gonna say, yeah, I guess that's true. I was gonna say the biathlon is probably the most useless event.
That's funny, yeah.
A biathlon?
Yeah, the biathlon.
Skiing and shooting is the most useless event.
Yeah.
Those are two very practical skills if you live in a winter climate.
Yeah. Gosh, Zach.
So if you
all
had
right,
to
guys.
Pick,
Hey,
if
I'm
you could be a
muting
pro
myself.
at one sport, you're telling me you would rather be a professional ice dancer than being able to ski and shoot at the same time.
Zach just quit.
Zach-
I would do
Zach's
snowboarding personally, but biathlon is pretty sweet. It started off in 1992, I think, at the Winter
1992?
Olympics.
Fake news.
Because before that, it was
shut your mouth.
it was a training exercise for
Military.
Yeah.
We had this conversation. I did this fact checking.
Oh, did you?
Yep, the fact that it's in the notes, man. Open up those notes. I know it's in there because I'm pretty sure this came up around episode 20-ish.
20-ish.
All right.
I don't know. My pass has been revoked. I don't have access to anything.
That's
Like
true.
the day after I told Zach I wasn't doing it, he's like, well screw that guy. Yeah.
No, well, I
noticed
figured
that.
you didn't want to be associated in any way, shape, or form, so I just removed it all, dude.
He took your request very seriously.
Yeah.
Wiped you, scrubbed you from everything.
Except
Dude,
I still
he
had
made me go
had
back.
like Instagram. I still had it on, but I
Lazy
logged out of
bastard.
it.
Yeah, I didn't change that password. Sorry.
Zach made me go back through all of my files and all of the notes that I sent you guys and remove your name and everything.
Just been redacted.
Redacted, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
all files have like a black Sharpie across my name.
No,
Took me about 15 hours.
I didn't.
And
I
that's
didn't
how you're
even,
allowed to be the new co-host.
Yeah, that's,
Only after that. No, I didn't go back through and like delete old episodes or anything like that because you know what? Like it is what it is. It's there.
Yeah. It was weird. Like right after he left, there was like a flaming bag of poo on my on my porch. My car was egged.
was the toilet paper crumpled? Because then we know who it is. Was it half
Well,
folded,
it
half
was
crumpled?
it was kind of half folded, half crumpled. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
someone who doesn't really know what
Yeah.
he's doing, so he's trying to mix both.
Yeah,
At
but
least-
I could
at
tell that
least
he
I
looked
wipe.
at it before.
At least I wipe. You know,
That's true. There are people who don't.
That's important.
it is important.
Yeah.
It's not like my little my heathen children who just wipe and then or just use the bathroom and then I come through and then there's nothing in the toilet and I'm like, what are you guys doing? That's gross.
You were a
You guys ever
child
have
once.
a ghost poop?
Let's take a quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's podcast, Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled. We say it every week. Get that free 30-day trial and a free audiobook, guys. It's a great deal. And we're not one to just throw some shit deals at you. So head over and give that a look. The audiobook that I am going to recommend for the month of April, and this is no April Fool's joke, Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. This is a 5-hour and 51-minute long audiobook, unabridged, of course. So David Sedaris is a comedian. This audiobook starts with a North Carolina childhood filled with speech therapy classes. My brother actually had to take that. Unwanted guitar lessons taught by a midget. So, I mean, okay. From budding performance artist to clearly unqualified writing teacher in Chicago, Sedaris' career leads him to New York City and eventually, of all places, France. His move to Paris poses a number of challenges, chief among them is his inability to speak the language. I can relate. Arriving a spooky man-child capable of communicating only through nouns, he undertakes the language instruction that leads him ever deeper into cultural confusion, whether describing the Easter Bunny to puzzled classmates or watching a group of men play soccer with a cow. Sedaris brings a view and a voice like no other to every unforgettable encounter. So if that sounds like something that you guys want to listen to, sounds great to me. I'm probably going to check it out. I got 3 credits right now, and you best believe I'm using one of my credits on this one. So give it a listen, guys. If you don't want to listen to David Sedaris, and if you don't want to bang your elbow on the table like I just did, wouldn't recommend the second one. Definitely recommend the first one. But if you don't want to listen to that, there's over 180,000 different titles to choose from. That includes some Audible originals as well that you can get with your credit. So, guys, take advantage of it. Really do. And we appreciate Audible so much for sponsoring our podcast each and every week. And we hope that you guys appreciate them as well. So let's get back to the motherfucking podcast.
Huh? You guys ever have a ghost poop?
Oh, yeah, where just, like, it's gone. Like
it's not in the toilet and you go to wipe and there's nothing there, but you know something came out. Like, you've had that physical experience?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
It's like a torpedo. It drops and it goes down through the S-tube pretty quick. Just perfectly.
Yeah, it's just so excited to find its way to the ocean.
Yeah. I think that's a funny saying, find its way to the ocean. Like all pipes lead to the ocean, you know?
No, that's a fact.
The poo just goes towards the coast, and then there's one point that everybody just knows not to go swimming. Don't go swimming at this point because it's just
no.
Poo.
It goes to Lake Winnipeg.
Oh,
Lake Winnipeg.
Yeah,
goes north.
Don't be talking shit about Lake Winnipeg. It's a beautiful lake.
Oh man, there's another bleep. These is gonna be like
my bad.
This is gonna be like seek and find bleeps, dude.
You know, I'm really trying to keep my potty
seek and bleep.
Wraps here.
Seek and bleep.
I said, yep, seek and bleep. Yeah. Oh, Johnny, you wanted me to bring up. I was telling you after. I think it was after we stopped recording. I had, and maybe not, but I was at a birthday party once, and we were playing. Only been to one birthday party.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
was it mine?
Really sad.
It's probably Joe's.
Really sad childhood.
Is it
actually.
that Ninja Turtle one?
Yeah,
Grandma Jones.
Yeah, and that was actually the only invite I ever got. And then I just wasn't ever invited again.
You were kind of a terror at that one, as I remember. So I just stopped.
Zach,
I told my mom not to send you an invite.
Yeah,
Zach, I don't want to cut you off. I want you to hold this thought. But Joe brought up a really important question.
Okay,
which Ninja Turtle would you be, and why?
This is an important question.
Cowabunga, dude.
You're totally a Mikey.
Yeah,
especially with that hair right now.
I have always been a fan of Donatello.
Really? I can see that.
You and your little
meticulous.
Technology for sure.
Yeah, and he had the big stick that he would just swing and hit people. The staff.
Oh yeah, the big stick.
So as a kid,
Johnny, you're Raphael.
Exact. So this is my exact point. So as a kid, I always fancied myself a Leo. Because I loved blue and I liked swords, but as I got older and learned more about myself, I'm 100% Raphael because 100%. I'm all rage and brute force.
Yeah,
and I'm open to that. You know,
I'm all jokes and pizza.
Do you? Do you think?
Well, I mean, they all four love pizza, but like Michelangelo loves pizza.
He loves pizza.
Yeah. So that was probably part of the process. That was a lot of P's that I just said. Probably part of the process.
Good thing you have that pop filter.
Part of me.
That they went through when deciding, the characters for the show. But I feel like everybody can relate to one specifically, and not just not multiple. Like I couldn't say that I'm a Donatello, but like slightly a Leonardo. Like, I think it's you have to select one.
This sounds like a BuzzFeed quiz.
You gotta select one.
Tell us which Nickelodeon cartoon you are, and we'll tell you which Ninja Turtle you end up being.
By the way, I'm gonna cut
the most random quizzes.
I'm gonna cut you off right there. My Nickelodeon cartoon, absolutely.
Pick
100%.
these fruits, and we'll tell you which Jonas brother dies. They are the most random things. Yeah.
It's
correlation is the same thing as causation.
It's Joe Jonas, right?
Yeah,
I think we can all agree.
Choose the shade of purple, and we'll tell you how tall you are.
The shade of purple,
but they're always right.
Yeah, they always know I'm 5'9" and 60 years old, and that I'm Michelangelo.
Yeah. But now that
you were gonna cut me off.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but
then I win.
Oh, Nickelodeon show. I am Rocko's Modern Life for sure. Just
Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah.
I was just echoing like the theme song.
Do you know the funny part of that show? There are always like little adult messages in cartoon shows, but if you look back on it, I think Rocco worked at like I don't know if it was like a
steel
phone.
mill.
No, it was like a phone sex line or something like that.
No.
Yeah, if you look at pictures of Rocco's Modern Life, hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
Have you guys watched Avatar: Last Airbender?
Not the movie nor the cartoon.
Yeah, don't watch the movie. You should definitely watch the cartoon or anime. The American cartoons are basically animes. Anyways, it is one of the best anime cartoons you can get, and it's by Nickelodeon. Fantastic. You should watch it.
What's the definition of anime? I mean, it's a cartoon, right? But it's like a subgenre of cartoon, right?
I thought it was
called anime.
Japanese related. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
Just curious.
By the way, I'm gonna cut you off for that.
We need a fact checker.
Yeah, we do. I just Google searched Rocco's Modern Life phone operator, and there's a picture of Rocco.
There's a picture of Rocco.
A picture of Rocco, and the back it says 1-on-1 hotline. Okay, then on the side there's like a little thing that he's obviously written on. It says, "Remember, be hot, be naughty, be courteous."
Those are good rules to live by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Right across your neck. Right
Ooh.
Oh yeah. No, on the inside of my eyelids, so every time I close my eyes, I can read it. Because right now it's just darkness,
I
so I need that glow in the dark stuff.
Tattoo, but Al's very adamant that I'm not allowed to get that.
Yeah, no, I'm adamant too. You can't do that.
I just wanted to say please.
So when you pout your lip, it says please.
Oh, that's
Don't
really
those fade away, don't they?
They do. They go away pretty quick.
Yeah.
It'd be a good gag tattoo, at least for a bit.
I think about getting it without her knowing occasionally.
You honestly could probably get it and just not say anything, and it would eventually just go away. She would never know about it.
Maybe, yeah. Or when she bugs me about, what my next tattoo is going to be, or if I want something else, and blah, blah, blah. And I just say, it's easy. I'm going to get your face tattooed on my face so I can take you everywhere with me. And so that's become our ongoing joke of face tattoos.
That's creepy.
I don't know how people get face tattoos.
I saw
That's a career ender, unless you're Mike Tyson.
Even still, you could probably make a case. You get a face tattoo, you stop being good at boxing.
Face tattoo or ear biting? Which is more career ending?
Oh man,
because he still boxed after both of those.
We got to do some.
Right?
We got to look into some stats on that.
Yeah. I don't know.
We need a stat checker.
Yeah, all my tattoos are hidden as long as I'm wearing a suit, and that's kind of my rule.
Yeah,
is you can't. I mean, I really like hand tattoos. I'd love to get hand tattoos, but I never will because of my job.
Yeah. Tattoos of hands?
Yeah, tattoos of hands on my. Like, I'd get your hands on my hands.
So you'd be forever holding my hand.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
You'd
adorable.
Be with me for, if I was scared, I could just make a fist, and it was like I was holding your hand.
Brings you comfort in your hardest
That's
of times.
Right. That is right.
I was gonna say I saw an article online of like eye tattoos, like people getting the whites of their eyes tattooed.
There was a really bad one in Canada here, where a younger woman in her 20s tried to get the whites of her eyes tattooed purple.
Yeah.
And the tattoo artist didn't know what they were doing, because apparently you can do it. It's not really recommended, but anyways, basically it's called blowing out. If you go tattooed too deep into the skin, the ink kind of flares out and beads, so you don't get a nice line. Anyway, she got this done in her eye, and the doctors thought she was going to lose her eye because it got infected. It went too big. It was like bubbling over her eye. She couldn't see. I think I think it's okay now. Like she lost a bunch of vision, but she didn't have to lose the actual eye.
Oh my god!
But I saw pictures, horrific, and I don't like anything.
Oh, I just
in my
googled
eye.
it. It's awful.
Is it the purple eye girl?
Yeah,
It's gross, eh?
I like the purple though.
It's a nice shade of purple. I just don't know why you'd want the whites of your eyes to be that color, and then to go through that needling. Oh god.
Oh, so if you look at the photos,
Jesus,
she's got a pretty sweet Nintendo controller, original Nintendo controller on her chest. And it looks like she's crying purple. Oh my gosh, that's awful.
But why? Yeah. But why do that? Like, I just don't.
I don't know, man. Trying to express yourself, trying to be different, trying to stand out. I mean, that's kind of the idea of tattoos, right? You're expressing yourself. You're standing out.
I guess.
I got lots of purple tattooed on me. I love purple. I don't want it in my eyeballs.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking, like
get contacts.
Yeah, and these.
Yeah. Why didn't anyone mention that to her?
Have you never
I want
seen?
You to put ink in my eyeball.
Have you never seen Michael Jackson in Thriller? He had a full eye tattoo, or a full eye, not tattoo. Michael Jackson eye tattoo. No, he had a full, just like an entire contact lens, like a large one that went over his eye.
I know what my next tattoo is going to be. It's going to be each of your faces tattooed on each of my eye.
Perfect, dude.
Oh,
perfect.
I don't know how you could sit through that.
If you donate to our Patreon page, $1,000 per month,
$1 million, and I will get eye tattoos.
Recurring $1 million every month, Johnny will get an eye tattoo. Actually, eye tattoos. My
mom's gonna hear this and she's gonna freak out.
it'll say J-O on one eye and Z-O on the other one.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So it says Zojo or Jozo.
I get a weekly text from my mom from this podcast saying, "Please don't do this. Please don't do that." Why do you guys do that?
I don't think you should take anything that's said on this podcast seriously.
Your mom listens to it, right?
Religiously.
I told my mom not to. She had me subscribe her on her phone. She doesn't have any podcasts, and I was like, "Mom, no, just don't listen to it."
I'm pretty sure my mom learned how to use podcasts just to hear this. I mean, I'm pretty open with my mom with everything that I do in my life, so I don't really have anything to hide from her. Though I think occasionally she wonders what's going on in my head when we record this and I say some things. But I have to remind her that, it's just a show. It's a comedy act.
That makes two of us.
We're just playing characters.
That's right.
Also, talking about body modification, one thing I don't understand is when people get their tongue
split
in the middle, so it looks like they have a snake tongue. It's like,
I think there could be some benefits to that if your partner had that, but
what percentage?
I can't imagine. Look at that tongue.
What?
You got a big tongue.
Yeah.
I do.
That's a wide.
That is a very large tongue.
That's insane. That's an Oxley thing. Look at you, got a big one too.
Not really. Not compared to Joe. I was just saying, for the people that have their tongue split, what percentage on their way to being a Komodo dragon are they?
They got to get that bacteria going.
Yeah,
Can you get that fixed?
I don't think so. I mean, they might be able to, but they'd have to
Oh yeah, I bet
damage the
stitch it back.
Yeah,
I bet it's kind of like your.
I got my ears fixed. Yeah, that's true.
Even though they look really terrible. No,
they do. My ears look
I'm
great
just
now.
kidding. Yeah, that's what everyone will tell you, just to make you feel good.
People don't even notice it until they see an old picture of me and what?
Yeah, Johnny had the big gauges in his
earrings. They're called earrings.
Yeah,
Gauging is a measuring system.
Whatever, dude. Big earrings.
I knew you were going to say that.
When I think of earrings, I think of the dangly things. All right, that's what I think of. Anyway.
Well, it's a ring that goes into your ear. So
he gauged his
it's
ears,
a literal,
but he didn't have gauges.
Yeah,
he gauged it.
Yeah, that was I had to get plastic surgery before I met Al's dad, and that was what I had to get fixed.
It's fair.
I was really happy.
You've had plastic surgery.
I have had plastic. I have a plastic
That would be
surgeon.
cosmetic. You don't have plastic in you.
Well, I mean, is there a difference?
Are we just like
Yeah.
just correcting each other on it? Like, are we live?
We don't need a fact
Semantics.
checker anymore.
Semantics, yeah. We're just all here. No, it's this way. No, it's this way. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, getting your ears fixed, that was not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, now your ears can't reproduce.
That's unfortunate, man.
Got them fixed.
The
That's a dad joke, Zach. You should have said that.
Yeah, I'm sort of I'm pinching myself really hard right now, and like
Get your poop in a group, Zach. Come on.
I'm really get my poop together.
Poop in a group.
Poop in a group?
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's
a
the
group
more
poop.
appropriate way to say, get your together. Bleep that out.
I will.
Bleeps all day.
I will.
Can we get a bleep counter?
I think there's 3 so far, if I counted correctly.
5.
Joe's got a tally. Oh, okay, 5.
Joe's
6.
time stamping everything.
No.
Send me those timestamps, Joe.
Actually, I haven't been counting those, just a guess.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll listen back through it. I was gonna say before we got into the Ninja Turtle thing way back. I went to the one birthday party. The one birthday party in my life.
Full circle. Here we go.
And
Guys, I really wanted to get out this birthday party thing from
it's
30
funny
minutes
because
ago.
Johnny wanted me to bring it up, so I was
been
on.
bugging Zach for 25 years.
Johnny, you asked me to bring this up last week, dude.
let's
So
go.
we're on the trampoline, and I did a front flip, and I gave myself a black eye by hitting myself in the face with my own knee. Have you guys done anything like that before?
I don't remember asking you to bring up you hitting yourself in the face with your own knee.
You did.
Zach, you
I'm
can
not-
just bring stuff up. Like, you don't have to have somebody validate it for you. Like,
No,
you don't have to
Johnny-
be like, oh, Johnny wanted me to
Johnny-
say this.
Johnny,
Johnny
you
really wanted me to
told
wanted
me-
everybody to
you
hear
told
this.
me.
Have I ever inflicted harm on myself accidentally?
Accidental harm, yes.
I do that on a
Accidental
daily
harm.
basis, I think.
I feel like I just did it the other day. I hit my head on stuff all the time, which is scary.
Yep. You almost pulled your groin playing, almost pulled your groin catching a microphone today, so.
Yeah, laid out for that. I can't
Zach
recall
is
a time.
so frustrated with us.
Whatever.
Sorry, dude. Hey, man, if you're gonna ask us that kind of question, you gotta set us up beforehand. He just muted
just turned
himself.
himself
Yeah.
So remember when we were
That's for the
talking
best.
about the podcast, and I was saying my goal with podcasting with Zach is just to get him to laugh as hard as possible because I love his laugh. And you said your goal was just to make him as angry as possible. And now I feel like the two of us are together, and we're just
Teamsters.
ganging up on the negative side on Zach.
That's how it always goes. That's how it always goes.
poor
I
Zach.
find myself, in one on many situations where everybody gangs up on me.
I think we talked about the black eye after the podcast because we stopped recording last week, and you said,
Okay,
"Do you
thank
have
you.
a black eye?"
Thank you, Johnny.
And I said, "Yeah, I have a black eye." Yes.
Thank you for at least
It's
mentioning
mostly
that I
gone now. Look
did.
at it. It's cleared up nicely.
It did, yeah.
I did
Okay, I have
intentionally
other-
hurt
I have
myself the other
things
day.
now.
You intentionally hurt yourself?
Not accidentally, but intentionally. I went and got tested for a flu because Nikki has the flu,
Oh,
and I wanted to make sure I didn't have it. And they stick this this Q-tip, this long Q-tip,
urethra?
up your nose. No,
Okay.
not my urethra. Yeah, that's the wrong kind of test.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
my bad.
Yeah. No, this is the
Weird.
flu.
My doctor always
Not
tells me that's
gonorrhea.
how they test flus.
Yeah. And so they stick it up your nose and
I've
like
had that. That sucks.
tickle your brain, pull it
Yeah.
out, and put it on this little thing. And in 10 minutes, it can tell you if you have flu or not. But it's like when you jump in like off. Oh, Zach is super bored. I'll just tell us.
I'm
Sorry.
enthralled in this. Keep
So it's
going.
like when you jump off a diving board and you jump in and water just rushes up your nose and it's kind of painful and you feel it all the way up in your nose cavity, whatever you call that,
yeah,
your septum.
it sucks. I got
Yeah,
that. I
it was
remember when
awful.
I had H1N1. I got the
Yeah.
same test.
Zach, you had H1N1 too.
I did way back in, oh gosh, when was that? So,
I think
yeah.
I was
It was,
I think I was
2007?
patient 12 or
Something like
something
that, yeah.
in
Like, right?
Iowa to get it.
You all were
'Cause I got it-
quarantined.
Yeah, it was quarantined. It was brutal.
Like, you guys can't leave.
I remember sleeping on a mattress, or my mattress, or my futon mattress, on the floor playing Xbox as quarantined, and I would fall asleep because I was on so many drugs in the middle of a game, and I'd wake up and I'd still have the controller and the game would be going. I'd be like, all right, let's play. And then I'd play, and then I'd pass out, and then people bringing me food. Oh, man,
That's what I was going to ask. How you got food? Someone brought you food?
People brought me food. And if I wanted to go to the bathroom, I had to wear gloves, a face mask, and like a white coat or something, and I wasn't allowed to touch anything. I had to Lysol wipe. It was miserable, man.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to go to the bathroom. Honestly, I just laid in a sweaty, hot mess for like a week.
I think it was just all the birds I was hanging out with, like prior to getting the flu.
Like Foghorn Leghorn, Big Bird.
Yeah. And they were even around while
Roadrunner.
I had the flu as well. It was sort of weird. You know?
Yeah.
Brought
the
me
flu is
the food.
actually the worst in Kansas City. Like, of the whole nation, it's the worst in Kansas City. The CDC is here to try to do what they can. Yeah.
I remember
pretty bad.
when H1N1 was kind of dying down, there were a bunch of shirts saying I survived the zombie apocalypse, and it was H1N1, and I kind of wish I got one.
I'm sure you could still either buy one or have one made for like $8.
That's true.
Well, now this year
It's not the same, you know?
Well, the thing with H1N1 is that the vaccine wasn't that strand, and so it was just like completely.
Well, it's mutating constantly,
yeah.
right?
Well, and now the current one is a mutation of H1N1, H1N3, and the flu B or something like that. I don't know. So it's like it's
Some kind of weird flu three-way.
Yeah, like this podcast.
Vomit-inducing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, super fun. Well, does anybody else have anything to bring up? Joe, you want to air some grievances? You want to get some words out there since
I didn't hear any squeaky chair. I've
been very calm this entire time.
I've been keeping
not
my
moving.
sniffles under wrap. I've just been letting it roll into my mustache, and then I just lick it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you enjoy some particular phrase and say, that's what we're going to name the episode. I didn't hear that.
I thought it, though. I did think
you?
it a couple times, yeah.
Yeah?
Zach, I noticed that you stopped eating your ice cream, I think it was, as we started recording.
Oh, my gosh. Because he knows that makes me super angry. Not even just because, like, being on a podcast, but, like, if you're talking on the phone, really if you're in front of me. Like, I really don't like hearing someone eating food. Like, when sometimes Nikki's eating food and I just look at her and she's like, what? I'm like, stop it. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. My brain focuses on that sound and I just can't listen to anything
get past
else.
it.
Yeah. And so I'll
so-
turn on music or I'll leave the room.
I think we
speaking
all...
of food.
Sorry, go for it.
Hit.
So we went to a barbecue place, which was one of my preferred barbecue places in the city. And they pride themselves on a Kansas City style barbecue place. And
So
they had
sweet?
a Kansas City style, sweet,
Which just means
saucy.
sauce. Yeah. It just means saucy.
Yeah. And
Saucy.
me just being in Kansas City and having fantastic barbecue, which I was really sad I didn't get to finish. I
finished it for you.
I hoped you did. I was a little bit sad. I was like, this is not true Kansas City barbecue, and normally I wouldn't care, but because I just had Kansas City barbecue last weekend,
Yeah.
I was sad. So now I feel like I have to come back and get more barbecue when I'm not feeling sick, so I can actually eat it all.
Yeah. Well, next time you come, like, I'm gonna get a pound of burn-ins too.
Oh, nice. Let's get a pound of everything that they
So
have
good.
and see what we can do.
It was really good.
I wish I would have. I just ate I ate a couple of them cold, which is still so good. But I wish I would have gotten made some scrambled eggs or an egg over easy.
Yeah.
And then cracked it up. Oh man.
You're making me so hungry. My liquid
know.
dinner is not holding up right now.
Your liquid dinner.
Here's my liquid dinner. Oh snap! I almost dropped this on Nikki's ski.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Zach, I didn't get you one.
It's okay. I don't
just
get
thought
those anymore.
We were podcasting, so I
You had to have a
was
ski.
drinking a ski. Yeah.
I think it's funny that both of you have drinks and I don't have a drink.
Yeah, but you're a responsible father.
Yeah.
No, I guess. If
I'm neither of those
You
things.
guess?
I guess if that's how it has to be.
You're right. I am. You're supposed to be like, you know what? Yeah, I am a responsible father. You're like, no, I guess.
I get by.
Sometimes.
They're alive, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
It is, yeah, just to keep
Keep them
just
alive.
keep them alive.
Yep.
Feed, water. Joe knows about that, right? It's like taking care of a plant.
Plant?
Oh, dude. Hey, this is the planting season, so it's
Okay,
February.
hold on. Let me
So
just...
You're gonna check out. I've started some fountain grass from seed. That was my from my fountain grass out front, and I'm kind of weird. I go and I grab seeds from plants that I like, and so I just these past 2 days I've been germinating some seeds, and in paper towels that are wet, or I put them in soil.
You know what I've been doing for
kept
the
them
past
wet.
couple days?
Not
Shoveling
doing
mountainous amounts of snow. We got 1.5 feet of snow in one day, basically.
that. Really?
It's
That's
miserable.
unfortunate.
That's terrible. We got a
Miserable.
dusting last night with some freezing
Oh,
rain and
poor
then some
thing.
dusting. Yeah.
The freezing rain is kind of dangerous. I do remember being in Iowa and it'd be 2 inches of snow and people were calling it a blizzard, and I was kind of like, "This is."
Dude, Lamoni was, we'd get some bad snows, but when I was up in Iowa City, it's just like an hour north, but then like a little bit, like 2 hours east, closer to that lake effect weather.
Yeah,
and we used to
you
get
a bunch of snow
dumped
there.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Which lake that is, I do not know. Lake Michigan? Michigan.
That's the closest one.
Is that because it dips into Indiana there at Chicago, east of Chicago in Gary?
Yeah,
Is that Michigan?
correct. Lake Michigan, yes.
I'm really bad at geography.
Lake
especially
Michigan.
American
I'm
geography.
trying to remember all the Great Lakes.
Ontario?
Ontario's one.
Superior?
Huron, Superior,
Lake Superior,
Erie.
Erie. Yep.
Here on after?
Huron after, yeah. Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
It's just the lake. It doesn't matter if
Used
it
to
has
be
a
an
city
Whole
with
city. It's the real Atlantis, right? Salt Lake City is under a lake. Is that right? Is that how it works?
It
Think
used
so.
to be an ocean
it. Yeah, because it's just
or a salt lake. Maybe
just-
that makes more sense. Or they would have called it
salty
Salt
lake?
Ocean City. I've been to the salt flats there in Utah. Pretty cool.
Have you?
Yeah, you
I've
just
driven
you
through there. I haven't spent much time though.
Yeah, you just drive for a while, and then all of a sudden, there's like a big Morton salt factory out there, just pulling out the salt.
I bet.
Yeah, do you? How much you bet?
Do they just have? They
'Cause
have
I just
a
lied.
girl with a.
I'm just kidding. That's real.
Oh, okay. Do they have a girl with the yellow boots and
Umbrella?
the umbrella, just standing out front, welcoming people in?
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
but she's not very nice. She's kind of salty.
She's kind of salty. and
You know what, folks? And that's all I got. Thank you very much. I'm
that's a
out of
wrap.
here.
mic drop. Almost literally about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think we're over an
You
hour.
want to put a bow on it? Hey, as long as the Twitter fans keep asking for me, I'll come back every
Joe-
15 episodes for
Joe,
a
we've-
Cleancast.
Oh,
We've
he signed it.
literally-
You heard it. 15 episodes.
We've literally got no mentions on Twitter. Not about you, not about us, not about anything.
I think.
Dude, my
I think our
inbox has
ratings
been
actually keep
filling
going
up.
Though I think it's following the trend that has been before,
Yeah.
pre John and post Joe. I don't know how that works.
Hey, data collector, where are we biggest? Is it Germany?
Japan.
Actually, this year, Japan is number 2 on
Number
our...
2.
But it's mostly, I think, just robot attacks or whatever. Just not
Robot attacks?
not actual listeners.
Zach is real negative about this stuff. He sends me the stats.
It's
And
because
he's like, man, look how many downloads we had. I'm like, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's bots. Dude, I don't give a download's a
Is this like-
download.
Is it like war games, Zach? You're like,
Yeah.
what kind of attacks are you receiving? Like,
yeah, exactly.
are you playing chess up on the big screen and you're just making
I am.
Amateur moves.
Anyways, we said our goal was to get big in Japan, and we're doing it. And I don't care how it happens.
Even if it's only happening once every 2 months, in one city.
At this rate with Patreon, episode 1000 we'll be able to do in Tokyo.
Fair, dude.
Heck yeah.
We've got to save all that money, though. We'll get there.
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
In front of a live audience of whoever's in the Starbucks at the time.
Whoever's in the Starbucks.
Live from the Tokyo Starbucks.
We went all the way to Tokyo
in the
just
airport
to sit in the
we couldn't afford to get a hotel.
Oh, I love it. All right, well, here in 950 episodes, be on the lookout for that episode. And we'll wrap it up here. Joe, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, Joey.
We appreciate you. It was fun to get you back on the podcast. I know
I'm glad somebody enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
Joe didn't. Joe.
He smiled occasionally.
I could be asleep right now.
Me too.
I guess it is. You guys, it is 10 o'clock there, right?
It is.
You guys are a couple of old dudes.
We are, and my bed's calling my name. So let's wrap it up here. Thanks for coming back. Bye, everybody. We are on SoundCloud. We're on
Still.
Still, yeah. We're on. we're the last holdouts. It's just us and the SoundCloud rappers now. We're on Google Play Music. We're on Player.fm. We're on Stitcher, and of course we're on iTunes. Head over, even if you listen on a different podcast.
How do we get on Spotify?
Thing. They have to pick you. You can't submit to Spotify.
Elitist bastards.
Yeah, they are. I think it's just because they're still pretty new to the podcast game, so they're just sort of picking and choosing what they want on there right now.
They reach out to me for my solo podcast.
Oh, really, Joe? What's that called?
The Joe Oxley Experience?
Yeah, it's it's my summer podcast.
Oh, yeah, the summer vacation podcast.
It's his gardening podcast.
Yeah, only happens from the months of
this
May until early
this
August.
Kind of plant.
Yeah. It just kind of depends on the year, how much snow we've had, but late May to late August.
Yeah. All right,
Mid-August, early August.
You're going into season 2? Season 2?
Yep. Season 2 coming out May 30th.
Joe, you almost
I gotta do some
have to do this now, Joe. Just to be funny.
Tips and tricks.
Just to be funny.
Tips and tricks to rid your yard of dandies. That's what all 40 episodes this summer are going to be about.
Yeah.
All out war on the dandies.
Yeah.
Unless you live in Costa Rica, because they're really sought after in Costa Rica.
They're actually they're not indigenous to the United States. They're an invasive species.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
they
wrap.
Make great salads.
Let me wrap
great
this
tea
podcast up. Sorry.
They're great for your allergies.
Another beep. Add it to the list. We are, even if you listen on another platform.
You already said that.
Stop. No.
Crap.
I got something else.
Crap.
Even if you listen on a different platform, head over to iTunes and give us a rating and review. It does help us out a lot. Joe actually just did that.
I did it,
and I do appreciate that, Joe. Now that you taken a step away, you're taking a step away. Now you can submit a review. I have not reviewed the podcast because I
didn't Joe
still
give
feel
us like a 1 star or something. You were saying?
Yeah, Joe gave us a half star.
Yeah, I called up Wozniak and asked him if I could do half a star, and he said, "Yep."
He said,
for you,
I don't care.
For you, buddy, we'll make it happen.
He said, I don't care. I don't work at Apple anymore. Anyway, we are on all social media at Jumbled Podcast. If you want to drop us a line, feel free to do so. JumbledPodcast@gmail.com.
Find us on afterhours.com/jumbledpodcast.
I don't know what that is, but maybe that's something we need to look into. Is that? I don't know. What is After Hours?
That's for when we stop
are,
recording.
We'll
yeah. That's when you see the video, you see what we do afterwards, beforehand.
So we did talk about doing a podcast, something about, Too Drunk to Air or the bloopers reel. Where it'd be quite explicit. We also talked about a conspiracy theory episode. So
conspiracy theory
we need to do some effort on that.
Yeah, I still have to put in a little bit of time researching for that episode because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't really subscribe to all that stuff, but they're fun to look at every now and then. You know, you can make I guess you can make anything make sense if you think about it long and hard enough. At least when my brain gets so fantastical. So anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys. We're on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/jumbled. We get so
You didn't
sidetracked.
say that one?
No,
What?
we didn't say that one
Hey,
yet.
thanks for having me back.
No problem. Thanks.
Anytime,
I appreciate
Joey.
it.
Thanks for coming
Open
back.
invite.
Anytime. No.
Next, just
Never
like
again.
never again. This didn't work out.
Not until we buy him a flight to Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's in his contract. Episode 1000.
I prefer Kyoto myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Huh. That is weird. I never thought about Kyoto and Tokyo. They all have the same.
Can we settle
letters.
for like a sushi restaurant in Kansas City?
I'm not big on sushi.
Oh, I love it.
I'll just sit there while you guys eat the sushi. And
We can get you some American rolls. You know, the deep fried ones.
Yeah, like fried shrimp.
yeah, deep fry anything. I'm putting it in my mouth. All right, hey guys, come
Noted.
Crap.
back. Johnny loves
man.
Johnny loves the pain. Anyway, come back next week for another episode of Jumbled, your favorite podcast. Joe, you want to take this one?
Take it away.
About nothing.
Thanks for stopping
He's
in,
so
guys.
much better than me at it.
He is sort of better. Yeah. See you guys.